Spin the wheel. Well. So this is going to be confusing to anybody who doesn't watch the Twitch stream and hasn't watched ever for the last 2 years. On Twitch, currently, since October or August, I think, 2021? That sounds about right. I have been playing The Sims 2. I've been playing a random legacy challenge, whereby survive 10 generations of Sims, while with randomised names, traits, stats, jobs, etc. I'm very, very close to the end, and it's becoming a bit of a drag. I just want them to get on with it and die already. But anyway, enough of that, because this is a perfect opportunity to do a top 10 legacy Sims, as has come up. It's tricky. Top 10, top 5, slightly less tricky. So let's have a think. Again, this is going to mean nothing to most of you. Go back and watch the videos. I'm sure it'll all make sense if you've got 2 years worth of 3-hour streams to spare. I will be making very short videos of that, don't worry. But until then, you'll just have to nod and pretend that you know what's going on. So number 5 is going to be a controversial choice. Controversial, I say, because I'm going to pick Cheeky Bum. Yeah, I went there. Cheeky, the horror bag. Everybody's least favourite sim. The guy who caused all the problems that we are still suffering from here at the end. The reason I picked Cheeky for my top 5 is because, well, he's got a legacy of his own. We've never stopped referencing Cheeky. He was the 3rd generation sim. And there've been so many Sims after him that we've forgotten about. Like, who remembers Yam Yam? And we vaguely remember Tigbimon, but that's only because she owned the Gregs. But Cheeky has endured, despite the fact that he was the worst. He's remained a historical artifact, I suppose, in the Legacy Challenge. So, Cheeky, number 5, despite everything. Number 4, I'm actually tempted to go with Tigbimon, because while she didn't really do very much of note, she did run the Gregs, which is rather important, I think. And building the Gregs was a lot of fun. I may be no good at building houses and living spaces, but I feel like I've got a good idea of how to build a commercial space, a shop, and the Gregs. I was really proud of how the Gregs came together, and it was really nice playing with that. I mean, it was a bit tricky because of the whole, all the issues we had with switching lots, the pink soup. But playing on the Greg's lot was great fun, and I wish we could have done it properly, and run a whole business and had a legacy business running. Unfortunately, that went against the challenge and the rules of the challenge, but I think I would like to try that in a regular playthrough at some point. Anyway, Tigbimon, simply because of the Gregs, she gets number 4. Number 3, I'm trying to remember who there is now. Who the heck we've even had. I think I should give the number 3 slot to Soup, the very first sim who started it all, and kind of just because of her, the controversy surrounding her and the whole scandal, because she started out the series and the legacy, the Bum clan, as it were, and then when she had her children. When her children went to university, in the background, she was doing all sorts of stuff, and she ended up marrying somebody who wasn't the father of her children, somebody else, and then just wouldn't talk to anybody anymore. We didn't see her. I think one of her kids tried to ring her up at one point, and she fobbed them off saying she was making a baked Alaska, and then 5 minutes later she was dead. So, yeah, Soup, as well as starting the challenge, was the beginning of the scandal. And was a character in and of herself. So, also the bowling outfit was an interesting choice. So that was Soup. She lived off pizza, and her job was to just bind flowers all day, and she barely made any money. It was so good. Number two. Fluffy. Fluffy was pretty cool, wasn't he? We liked Fluffy. He was a bit of a polymath. Very creative. He did like to paint, and yeah, that was kind of his thing, wasn't it? He liked painting, but he seemed a bit of a Casanova sort. He wasn't a romance sim, I don't recall. I think he might have been a family sim, but I don't know. He was perhaps the most attractive of the bum family, and he had some very cool hair. It was like the elves in Lord of the Rings. He had that sort of hair. It was very, very good. Yeah, Fluffy was a cool guy. I don't remember what he did for a job. Was he self-employed? Actually, yeah, I think he was a self-employed painter. That was his thing, and he did pretty well at it, if I recall. Yeah, that was Fluffy. But number one, anybody who watches the series and has watched for long enough will know exactly who number one is going to be. It's Bree. Bree was just the best. She could do everything. She was smart, and she lived the longest because of that one mod that had on that doubled lifespans. Turned that off in short order. I don't know. Bree was just kind of the last bastion. I mean, she was only second generation, so everything after her kind of went downhill and sort of never has really returned to the heights of the second generation. But I don't know. She was just a solid sim. Great all round. She had very cool hair. It looked like Rolos, kind of, on her head. Her dress sense was fine. Her wife made robots. I can't remember what her job was either. But Bree was very, very cool. She was the best. And that is the top 5 Legacy Sims. I've not counted spouses or anything, or spares, because, again, kind of unremarkable. But anyway, that was that. If you want to see the Random Legacy Challenge, my plan is to somehow cut the 2 years of footage down to individual episodes for each generation. I think it's going to be easier than I think, because there's going to be a lot of sort of empty space. It's a 3-hour stream, and there's only so many ways you can fill it when you're playing The Sims. And after Generation 7, nothing really happened. That's kind of why I say it's been a bit of a drag. But that is the plan, so you'll be able to make sense of this episode once that's ready. But I need to finish the challenge first, and then hopefully, possibly recover some of the files from my old hard drive. Still haven't talked about that yet. Or have I? Maybe I've talked about it. I don't know. I can talk about it again. It's fine. Until then, well, you're just going to have to sit and wonder, and maybe you'll make sense of it. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So.